Your morning blitz begins now.
Get that chance. Go play for a national championship. We're going to swing as hard as we possibly can. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
On the Blitz.
Have a great Friday, you mother...
6:06. It is just that. Friday. You mother effers.
Woohoo! Can I say something? You guys, the two of you and our news director down the hall go on and on and on and on all the time about how great pugs are. And I was like, yeah. All right, cool. Enjoy your pugs. I met my first pug I have met, and I absolutely could not stop thinking about this dog yesterday. Your dog, Lewis. Forrest. I am in love with your dog. I love that pug. I couldn't stop thinking about him. Oh my gosh.
Where the hell is he?
I swear, I am demanding he come in every day. Just bring him.
He's behind me.
Okay, he's behind you. I demand he be our studio mascot. I mean, I'm not asking, I'm telling. All right?
He's a good dude.
I love that dog, and when I laid eyes on him again today, I cannot tell you, it has made my whole day. It will put me in a good mood today. You guys are right. What is it about pugs?
They're just the sweetest dogs, and they have the greatest personalities.
He's a good dude. Yeah. I just,
They think they're people.
They do.
How old is that? How old is Forrest?
He'll be 17 in January.
17.
We rescued him when he was going on 2.
My gosh!
He's
what
always
a
been
dog.
He's always been deaf, but his eyesight is very poor these days.
Oh, no wonder he doesn't look at me when I call him.
Yeah,
Okay.
He can't hear you.
I didn't realize he was deaf.
He can't hear you, but he's a great dog.
Okay, you guys have sold me. I was telling Charlie about him. I'm like, pugs, yeah, right? Who cares? Like, we're totally into our beagle. We love our beagle. I go, let me tell you something. I gotta tell you something about this pug. This is the dog. This dog's the man.
He's a good dude, except I was telling Rick this morning, I'm like, we were passed out watching the football game last night, and I finally looked, and I'm like, he was not moving, like he was just out, and I'm like, yeah, okay. And I just flipped the light off when we went to bed, and I knew. This was like 10. You guys would be impressed with me. I was asleep by 10 o'clock last night. I know.
Until
I knew. I'm like, get up and take him out. You need to get up and take him out. Nah, he'll sleep. Like 2:30, he was getting antsy. I'm like, I know what we have to do. So we have to go outside and go to the bathroom. Like, it's all my fault. Like, I couldn't get mad at him.
No accidents in the house?
None whatsoever. And then,
what a good boy.
We came back to bed, and he's like, boom, out. I'm like,
oh, you perfect little angel.
I'm like, I love how that works so well for you.
You're laying there looking at the clock.
And they're like going, I've got to get at least, something. But yeah.
Let me tell you the difference between a nearly 17-year-old pug and a 3-year-old beagle, okay? They are opposite. And when I saw your dog just lay down in his cute little bed and fall sound asleep, he didn't make a peep. He doesn't make a peep.
Nope.
No noise.
Oh, he's great. And
where were you 3 years ago when I got my dog? Where were you to talk me out of a beagle? I'm just kidding. I love my beagle. I love him. Love my dog.
He did good. I was worried because he doesn't have his ladies with him, so he's been solo. But he's been all right.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Well, can't wait to see him again Monday.
He's a good dude. He's always been a good dude.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you.
We're going to bring him out to
thanks
events
you too.
and everything. We'll just hold on to him, make sure he's feeling real good. He's the people's dog now, okay?
The Blitz Pug.
Yes, the Blitz Pug, Forrest.
He's a good
Let's
dude.
get him a T-shirt. Will he wear clothes?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm dressing this thing up. I'm dressing you up, Forrest.
Oh my gosh. Our pug hated clothes.
Now, he's pretty good about it. He's lost a lot of weight. He used to have a shirt that, he could not, it was really tight, and every time he walked around, I was always like, oh, which way to the weight room?
Yeah, he looks like he's cutting weight for a tournament. He's really, he's looking good.
He's
looking real good.
He's in good shape.
Oh, little buddy, do you see how close he's standing to me?
And wants food.
We're bonded. We're bonded in 24 hours.
He's pissed that he's lapped this studio 117 times and nobody has any food.
Where's the
Why
food,
didn't
man?
you bring anything?
Where's the food?
I gave him his Mio's, his little vitamin thing he does. I gave him treats this morning. He's fine.
Well, no, where's
When's
breakfast?
he getting his breakfast?
I already had it.
Not you, him.
He did. He ate. He already ate. He ate
ate
before
his
we.
breakfast?
Oh, okay.
He ate before we got here.
Well, what about dessert?
That's what he wants.
Me too.
You know what the steak was yesterday? I gave him part of my Nutri-Grain bar yesterday. I gave him part of that, and he's like, "Oh, when's that coming back? I know you had something yesterday."
Is that okay for him?
Doesn't matter.
At 17 years
matter.
old. At 17.
It does matter.
You know what?
Our little boy needs quality food. I demand it.
He eats high-end dog food. He's been eating high-end dog food since we've had him, and he's eaten his fair share of human food, and he seems to be doing okay. He's not overweight.
He's in great shape for a pug.
No, he's got that
I think
nice
he's
cut waist.
17 pounds.
Look, he's lapping again. He's ready to go.
He'll find his bed in a second, and they'll be like, I'm out.
All right, well, we are getting a text about how great pugs are. In fact, Jerry sent a picture. Look at this.
Those teeth.
Look at Jerry's pug.
Look at those teeth.
How white his teeth are.
Why did I never consider a pug? I'm just like, okay,
yeah, somebody
pugs.
in here tried.
Everybody, you did.
I tried.
Okay, you're right.
I tried
I stand
very
corrected.
hard.
100%. You did try to get me to get a pug, and I'm like, no, we're not pug people. Well, guess what? I have something to tell you. I am a pug person.
I will tell you this: every single person is a pug person once they get a pug.
Yes, they just don't know it yet.
They don't know it.
I agree with you. Oh,
Yeah, they're
man.
good.
Remind me to take your advice from here on out.
I feel bad for him. We got
Okay.
him. We rescued him because no one wanted him because he was deaf. And he tried a couple of different homes, and they didn't work out. And as soon as we got him, we're like, some family somewhere with little kids missed out on a great dog for their family.
Yeah, true.
But I wouldn't give him up. All right. Morning Blitz Trivia.
All right, $25 up for grabs. Oh, Kelly's holding him now.
Little buddy.
$25 to waterbeds and stuff if you're the first person to text in the correct answer at 99700. Jamie Foxx, remember he got hospitalized a while back? Nobody knew what was going on.
Yeah.
He was in the hospital. Well, he has reportedly blamed this celebrity for his hospitalization.
What?
Jamie Foxx has reportedly blamed what celebrity for his hospitalization? Be the first to tell us at 99700 and get that gift card.
It's the Morning Blitz. It's 6:23. Thick Rick, Kelly, Lewis on a Friday.
And don't forget Forrest. Hey, Mia and Forrest are a little upset with you for not bringing treats in.
I have his treats. He just
You
can't.
do?
Yeah, he just can't have them all the time.
Jeez, you're strict.
Trust me, he would sit, if you just had food, he would eat it all. You could just keep feeding him all morning. He'd be fine.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Pugs will eat nonstop until you stop them.
Ask him about the day he broke into the cabinet and tore into his own dog food and made himself sick for 2 days.
Whoa.
I mean, maybe you shouldn't have had it in there then.
I swear, I think him and the other ones, when they're together, he's like, Chelsea, if you just get on my back, I think we can get into the fridge.
So he's smart.
Oh, yeah.
Carrie texted in and said, Kelly just admitted that Rick was right. Sound the alarm.
Yeah.
And then Doug said, pugs are awesome, but have you ever tried a Doug? I'm really loyal. I only poop on the floor sometimes, and if you rub my belly, I'll love you forever.
Well, listen, you're not getting any treats, I can tell you that. I'm just kidding. You should have seen Lewis holding his little boy here. It's the cutest little thing. I wish I'd gotten a picture of it.
Cradle
Yeah,
on
he was
the back?
cradling him.
Yeah.
And Forrest was looking up at him so lovingly, like, oh my gosh, you're the greatest human in the entire universe.
Even though I can't see you, I know it's you. I smell you.
When it comes to the dogs, my heart is not as cold and black as it normally is.
I can tell.
I see
I
that.
can tell. It was a new side of you.
We found your soft spot.
Yes.
All right, the Morning Blitz trivia question. Jamie Foxx was hospitalized, not long ago, and there was a lot of, questions about it, what happened, nobody knew. Well, Jamie Foxx reportedly blamed what celebrity for his hospitalization? And the answer is Diddy. Diddy did it.
What?
Diddy did it.
And he hurt himself scrubbing his social media.
People who attended a 3-night taping of Jamie's upcoming Netflix special, What Had Happened Was, says he blamed Diddy for his health emergency. One witness claims Jamie says Diddy did something to Jamie that caused his hospitalization, and Jamie's the one who called the FBI on Diddy. And he doesn't think Jamie was joking. Another of these alleged attendees says Jamie told the crowd that Diddy poisoned him. A third person claimed Jamie told a bunch of Diddy jokes during this special. And let's see, according to another witness, people keep asking me if Diddy was responsible. He was not. If he was, I would have been dead. Somebody said Jamie said that. So, no word on when the special will air, but I guess, could this be a build-up to get people to watch the special? I don't know.
Probably. However, it's not far-fetched.
No, not at all.
I mean, you don't know what kind of substances were happening around Diddy.
Stay away from that baby oil.
Oof.
It's funny, somebody did guess what you did, Lewis.
Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift. No.
She's responsible for all bad things.
You know what, though, about Taylor? She's going to do this weekend in New Orleans. So city officials in New Orleans are they're criticizing the clearing of homeless camps because she's coming to town. So they're relocating all these homeless camps.
Oh, that's usually what they do for international dignitaries, but
Right.
I guess it includes Taylor Swift as well. Wasn't the president of China coming to California and they swept all the homeless people off the street?
Yeah.
Was something like that?
Yeah.
Xi Jinping.
Yeah, Governor Jeff Landry wants the city clear of these camps in time for this weekend's 3 sold-out concerts with Taylor Swift at the Superdome.
Oh, you know why? Because all
Brush
the revenue
them people
that
out of
comes-
there.
All the revenue that she brings with her. All that hotel business, all that tourist business, all the restaurant business.
Won't do anything for the homeless problem, though.
No, not at all.
They're taking up precious space where people could be standing in line for merch.
Exactly. Or parking.
Right, that's probably more what it is. I would think they'd have enough at the Superdome. I mean, they have football games there all the time, so
You would think.
But got to get these homeless people. Can't have that sight out there. All these
Nobody see
Swifties
that.
coming.
We don't have any problems here.
All right, well, congratulations to Matt Jablonski from Columbus. Matt was the first one that texted in the correct answer. By the way, he said, Kelly, I love listening to you swoon over Lewis's pug.
I am swooning.
But Matt walks away with $25 to Waterbeds and Stuff and Beds and Stuff Superstores.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
I have a creepy one today.
Ooh, let's hear it.
You want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
You need some creepy music?
No.
Okay.
Not really. Have you guys ever heard of necrogamy?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no, you're
it's
wrong.
Dead something. Doing something to dead. Necrogamy.
It is a
origami with a dead
It's a
body.
ghost marriage or a marriage where at least one of the people is dead.
Oh, okay. Marrying a dead person.
Yes.
How did you say it again?
Necrogamy.
Necrogamy. Not to be confused with
Necro-
necrophilia.
I bet it's
Necrogamy.
necrogamy.
Probably necrogamy. Necrogamy.
It doesn't matter.
You go through
we know what you're saying.
necrogamy and then you have necrophilia.
It's a posthumous marriage. So now
Posthumous?
posthumous, that too. Whatever. Whatever. You know I can't say words.
Say it again.
Shut up, Rick.
Say it again.
I'm not. I won't.
Posthumous. That's after it's funny, Kelly.
That's not. That's the way
I'm
it's
not
spelled. I
I'm
get
not. I say it the way it's. I sound it out.
it. Right.
That's after funny. Posthumous.
Exactly. Anyway, so this is happening in other countries. France recognizes it. China, there's a rare condition called Minghun, or a spirit marriage. Germany has this practice. India has this practice. The United States only has a couple of instances of this because it's not legally recognized. In 1987, a Venezuelan man died in Florida. The next week, his alleged fiancée told the probate court that she was his wife and claimed the right to administer his estate. And of course, this was reversed when the children came at it. But the one that didn't was in 2006. Nicole Poultry was the fiancée of a shooting victim, Sean Bell. She married him this way. However, they came back on it because even though they were planning to get married, they didn't have a marriage license that had actually been signed.
Yeah.
But if there was a signed marriage license, that was the only thing that held it up. So let's say poor Sean signs the marriage license and then gets shot the next day, they could have been married.
That is so weird. Like while he's on life support or something?
I
or
see.
at post-death?
Or post-death.
I gotcha.
So she now uses his last name to honor his memory.
Jeez.
But I
And
guess,
to
yeah,
get his widow benefits and all.
that's true. But yeah, there are certain countries that acknowledge that you can marry a dead person.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonder how they get divorced.
I don't know.
Unnecessary. It takes away well, yeah, that's right. If it's a legal marriage, how has it become a legal divorce if you want to marry someone else who's actually living?
I mean,
it's weird.
It's weird because till death do you part.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Huh. Okay.
Although you got together during death. So.
Well, if you're going to get divorced, here's one way to do it. This is my I've got something, because, there's a 52% divorce rate, so a lot of people do this. Probably usually starts with one of them saying to the other one, I want a divorce. Or somebody gets served papers. Or you can do it like this guy who paid 2 influencers on Cameo to tell his wife. They are identical twins. They're very, very strange. They look like they're both Beavis, kind of. And they're called the Voros twins, V-O-R-O-S. Kelly, ever heard of these guys?
Never.
The Voros twins? Yeah, so he paid them to do this Cameo video to let his wife know that he wanted a divorce.
Someone ordered a cameo from us and said they want to get a divorce. What's up, Victoria? We just want to say that David loved you so much, but he doesn't love you anymore, and he wants to get a divorce. Separated.
That is kind of funny, but I would not want to be on the receiving end of that.
Wouldn't you be pissed?
Oh, my God.
Like, you'd be straight up pissed.
You have to see the video, though. You have to see these guys.
What are they called?
Voros, V-O-R-O-S. Yeah, just look up Voros twins just to see a picture of them.
Bizarre twin influencers hired to break divorce news to jilted wife in soul-crushing video. Oh, look at these two. All right, so they're both blondes.
Right. Fake. I think it's fake.
Their hair's straight up in the air.
Uh-huh. They got on their little...
David loved you so much, but he doesn't anymore.
Wouldn't you just be pissed, though?
Oh, gosh, that's like such a lame thing to do to someone, but it's kind of funny to listen to.
What's up, Victoria? We just want to say that David loved you so much, but he doesn't love you anymore, and he wants to get a divorce.
I can't believe it.
Oh, that's wild. All right, I got something.
All right.
2 more members of the metal band As I Lay Dying have quit.
Oh, wow.
So that's a
really?
total of 3 gone in a 1-week span of time. Guitarist Ken Suzy posted on Instagram yesterday that he is done. He said his personal morals have recently been tested to a breaking point. Nick Pierce made a similar Instagram post saying he needs to distance himself from the band to retain his personal health and integrity. Last week, the band's bassist, Ryan Neff, quit. All 3 of these guys joined the band 2 years ago, a full 8 years after lead singer Tim Lambesis pled guilty to trying to hire a hitman to kill his wife. Of course, that hitman, actually an undercover detective. Lambesis sentenced to 6 years. He served around 2 and was back as the lead singer for the group. Mm-hmm. He reformed the band, hired all these new band members, and they're all quitting. The band was getting ready for the November 15th release of its 8th studio album, and they were all supposed to kick off a European tour. So not only is there no band now, the tour manager quit. Everybody's diving off this sinking ship.
Did they all use the Voros twins to tell Tim?
They should have.
Just separated.
We used to love you, but now we don't anymore. This guy must be a real piece of frickin' work.
I honestly, I was shocked when they got back together after I didn't think he would ever be able to play in that band anymore. I was shocked they didn't go get another singer. Maybe he owns the band names and songs. I don't know.
They were all like, yeah, we knew exactly what the situation was when we joined up.
Sure.
We just thought we could have a good time and everything would be cool. Mm-hmm. And it turns out now all of them are like, I cannot continue with this band morally.
I'm almost positive, the year they came back, they played Rock on the Range.
Ah, okay. Yeah, gotcha. It was like 2018 or something, I think. Wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's the Morning Blitz, 649, Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn. I'm Lewis, and James said there's the new season of Unsolved Mysteries had an episode about spirit marriage. I'll have to check that out, out of curiosity.
What show?
Unsolved Mystery.
Oh.
2 scattered afternoon showers today, possible this evening. We'll see a high of 70 today, so not too bad for a Friday going into the weekend. It's going to be nice for the weekend, though.
Yeah, nothing but sunshine for days after that. Still seeing 78 for Halloween. I like it. Speaking of Halloween, Kelly, didn't you say you're a fan of Spirit Halloween stores?
I mean, I've been into a Spirit Halloween once, and I thought it was really fun. Like, what a fun little pop-up situation.
Well, I guess people make a lot of mistakes.
Okay.
It says employees of Spirit Halloween, and they came out with a list of mistakes that people make when they're, shopping in their store.
Just a regular customer. We're making mistakes as customers?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. What is that?
One is they go straight for the cheap stuff, and it says if you only plan to wear the costume once, that's fine to cheap out. But investing just a little more in higher quality items can make it something you can rewear down the line. Well, I think that's probably anywhere you go. Buying makeup and prosthetic kits without removal products.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the
sense.
Halloween store makeup is not top quality, and it can be really, really hard to get off at the end of the night with just soap and water. So I guess there's, I don't wear makeup, so I guess there's special stuff to get that off. What do you use, Lewis?
Turpentine?
I like to find the harshest possible chemical that I can to put on my
I've not
skin.
heard turpentine in I don't know how long.
Sometimes I just leave it on
but
until it just falls off naturally.
You've worn makeup for Halloween costumes?
One time.
Just once?
When I went as the Crow when my hair was still long.
Right.
I think that was pandemic Halloween.
How'd you get the makeup off?
WD-40.
Honestly, I think I use the orange soap that you use for washing after you work on a car or whatever.
Yeah. Like the goop.
Yeah. I think I use that.
Well, I could tell
But
you.
I only had grease paint and a thin layer of white makeup.
Probably best thing to use. Same thing I used to get the marijuana off my hands after I was trimming my plant.
Gasoline?
Was the olive oil and salt.
Oh.
I don't know how good that is for your facial skin, but all right. Yeah, let's see. Not browsing the entire store is another mistake. Employee says to walk around the entire store because you will find hidden gems everywhere. The checkout line in particular has great Halloween novelty items.
I can tell you a mistake I make at a Spirit Halloween store or any costume store. I cannot resist trying on a gigantic witch's hat. And do you know how many people have tried that on before me?
Probably several.
I still cannot resist it. I don't care. Bring your head lice.
Same with the masks.
Yeah. It's like anything that somebody's been breathed on, so you've got that I don't know, that hot, juicy breath that's still from somebody else inside that mask. But I love a giant witch's hat for Halloween. I will try every single one of them on. I do not care what
I like to find the tightest
happening.
fitting spandex Deadpool costume that's in there and strip down to nothing and try that bad boy on and then walk around the store. Have fun the next guy.
All right. Another mistake people make is shopping at Spirit Halloween while Lewis is there.
That's what Lisa said. Oh my God, I took my two younger daughters to Spirit because I thought I ran out of time to order what they wanted. $250 later, I'm aggravated. They got what they wanted, but it surely was overpriced. The good part is my youngest got a costume we'll be able to use next year, and so because it's creepy and not specific person themed. Definitely won't go back again. I'll order during next summer instead.
$250. I bet I didn't spend $250 on all of every Halloween costume I ever wore combined.
So the boy decided that he wanted a Halloween costume. This is years ago. He went in and got this creepy old man mask, $65, and wore it one time.
Was it a quality mask?
I guess.
Because there are some great masks, but they are not cheap.
Yeah.
Like my Mad Scientist mask, the eyes light up red, So it's cool. Let's see. Only coming into the store once per season. The stores get new merchandise delivered every week, so chances are you'll find something new every time you go in the store.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know. Exactly when do those... They open about 30 days before Halloween? Is that when they pop up?
Yeah, I thought they popped up in August.
Oh, do they?
Okay, so the one at Tuttle was open in September.
Okay.
It's in where Sears used to be at Tuttle.
I think August now is Pumpkin Spice and Spirit Halloween.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And then it's funny, you asked when they open, because the other mistake people make is they forget that they do stay open after Halloween, usually for 2 or 3 days with everything on clearance.
Very nice. Those are hot tips.
So you can get that Deadpool costume I tried on at a clearance price.
And then wear it next year.
There you go. I'd wash
I'm
it
going to
first.
get a gigantic dandruff-filled witch's hat after Halloween.
I think you should. That'd be great.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Nearly 1.3 million Ohioans have already voted. Officials say in the first 12 days of early voting, 696,000 voted in person, while 574,000 have voted by mail. Election Day, of course, coming quickly, November 5th. The Los Angeles District Attorney says he will ask a judge today to release Eric and Lyle Menendez on parole after nearly 35 years in prison for the murder of their parents, as new evidence has emerged indicating that they were sexually abused by their father for years, as the brothers have claimed all along. The Menendez brothers, now 56 and 53 years old, were convicted and sentenced to life in prison for the 1989 shooting deaths of their father, Jose, and their mother, Kitty, in their Beverly Hills home. DA George Gascon says he is requesting today that the brothers' life sentences be reduced and that they be made eligible for parole immediately. Now, what new evidence has emerged? A letter that Eric Menendez supposedly wrote to a cousin 8 months before the murders, in which he described the abuse. And a member of the 80s pop group Menudo said he was sexually abused by the father, Jose Menendez. Jose was a record exec, so he would have had access. So those two things have sort of emerged as new evidence, and they're like, well, maybe we ought to reconsider.
So if they do that and then they declare them innocent, what happens? I mean, do they get a lawsuit? Or do they? What about? I mean, their Beverly Hills record exec? I mean, I assume the family had money.
Yeah. I mean, they won't declare them innocent. They are guilty of murder.
Yeah,
that is acknowledged.
Okay.
I mean, everybody is in agreement that yes, they did commit a heinous crime.
Okay.
But the extenuating circumstances could get them paroled.
Like maybe it was really self-defense.
Right.
In a way.
Yeah, I think
guess.
that's what they're trying to claim.
But I just wondered, is there a family estate left that they would then get?
That's a good question.
I
don't know.
I mean, if you live in Beverly Hills, you're a record exec, you obviously have some money.
A wealthy family.
So
I don't know what happened to the money. I think that was originally what they said the boys did it for, for the money. So who knows what happened? And that's a great question. Another example of why you should never, ever, under any circumstances, ever go to a potluck. And this happened earlier in the week, but I just have to talk about it. 46 people hospitalized in a foodborne illness that happened after all these coworkers shared a dish at their workplace in Maryland. Employees of the North Atlantic Fish Company ate a noodle dish that was prepared by another employee at home and brought in for the group. About an hour after they ate, 46 people were taken to the hospital. Oh, wow. Now, they've all since been released, and the health department is working to figure out exactly what was in this noodle dish that everyone ate that gave them food poisoning. They say they don't believe it was intentional, that it was an accident. But I bet for a minute they thought, did this person try to kill all their coworkers?
But you say don't ever go to a potluck.
Never. Don't bring something where somebody's bringing in food from their own home kitchen if you don't know what their home kitchen looks like. Absolutely don't do it.
Isn't a quarter pounder making people sick?
Yes, man. That's a whole other thing. But it's an industrial kitchen that's inspected by, whatchamajinger.
I trust my house.
Well, you trust your own house, obviously. Yeah, but do you trust Lewis's house? Do you know what's going on in his kitchen?
You know what? I do, just because he talks about the things he makes. I know the guy can cook. I can just tell.
When you spend as much time alone as I do, you learn how to cook.
All right, so I know you know how to cook. Do you wash your hands? And I just don't know these things. I'm assuming you do. You look like a clean person. But, I mean,
You've never had my taint marinated chicken.
Oh, my God.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, maybe I'm wrong, Kelly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, of course.
You never know what this foreign food is marinated in.
Of course
and
I wash
foreign
my
meaning
hands.
outside your own home.
Yeah. Now, I wash my hands. I'm very clean.
I know you are.
Yeah.
You're a bad example.
I always wash my hands.
Of a lot of things.
And then I will use my hands if I'm cooking at home just for us. But if I'm, like the brownies I make you guys for Christmas, I'm wearing plastic gloves when I prepare all that.
Now, to me, that is above and beyond. I would never do that, and I expect you guys to eat what I bring you.
And we do. And
I never wear plastic gloves.
And it's never made me sick.
So far. So far. All right, those are your three things.
Sick Puppies will be at Sonic Temple 2025. If you missed that full lineup that Kirsch ran down the other day, you can find it all over the place.
They will be the first band on the main stage on Saturday.
Part of that Saturday night, the epic Saturday night with Linkin Park. Be good. It's just after 7:09. Dick, Kelly, Lewis on a Friday, getting ready for the weekend. Jeff Logan in later this hour, but Halloween rituals. I have none. I'm a
Never had any?
No.
Never had it.
Wait, give me what do you mean by Halloween ritual? Like something you must do every year?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have any.
Okay.
I can tell. So one that my friends and I used to have.
Okay.
You know, every Halloween we would go to 3C Drive-In and see. It would be like Halloween or Friday the 3rd, the newest one. Nightmare on Elm Street, and then we were off to Woolly Burger Cemetery in Darbydale to scare each other.
There's a cemetery called Woolly Burger?
Woolly Burger Cemetery. It's in Darbydale.
I'd be pissed
down
if
south of Grove City.
That's not where I want to be. I want a cool cemetery name.
I mean, I'm sure that's somebody's last name.
Neil Parks has talked about it, and I mean, we've had a lot of texts about it when we've talked about scary places before, because everybody says it's haunted, and they've seen all kinds of stuff down there, and so every year I'm like, maybe this is the year, but nope, still I've never seen a ghost, never seen...
If there's a cemetery called Not Quite Making It to Heaven, that's where I would be buried. Something, real. Or
Woolly
cool.
Burger Cemetery is just a nickname.
Oh, well, that's all I
Little Pennsylvania Cemetery in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, that's all I ever knew it as. I
Derived
didn't know that.
from the term woolly booger, which is some kind of a Bigfoot-like creature.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's who we were always looking for. That's right.
Oh, wild.
But people would say they would see the the lighted orbs floating around in that cemetery and all that.
So if you get
stuff.
buried in that cemetery, you're going to have a bunch of screaming teenagers tromping over your gravesite all the time.
Now our ritual is just the mad scientist.
Mad scientist, but I love that.
Garage.
Madison says they watch Hocus Pocus every Halloween and drink hot chocolate.
Oh, very fun.
Joe said every Halloween we go to my parents' house, and my dad always makes a pot of chili and grilled cheese, and I have never eaten anything different on a Halloween night.
Oh, that's a fun one.
Well, that's interesting.
Chili and grilled cheese. That actually sounds delicious.
Sounds awesome.
You dunk your grilled cheese in the chili.
Oh, you have to, right?
Oh, yeah.
Man, never even thought about that combination. I think I want to start a new ritual. I want chili and grilled cheese every week.
That's pretty good.
I want that.
Okay, those are fun little traditions.
Yeah.
I like that. I might have to start one.
But
Now,
what about
I
an
would
odd one?
Huh?
I'd like to hear some odd ones.
Some odd ones,
Because
yeah.
I mean, people have all kinds of different holiday traditions, whether it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever, but you never really hear about the Halloween traditions that people might have.
I think I'm going to start one because I do love to watch this movie, but I haven't done it every Halloween, and we all know it is a Halloween movie, hands down, The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh,
So
yeah, okay.
I should start that.
Bobby said, I live in Darbydale, and I don't think it's haunted, but definitely satanic stuff going on there. So, like, I guess, like, rituals, devil worship, or whatever. I don't know.
I'd check that out. What do I do? If I run into a cult of Satanists, can't get any worse, dude. Do your worst.
All you Satan worshippers ran off the Bigfoot-like Woolly Booger. What is it?
Jay said, I have not heard Woolly Burger in so long. There's supposed to be a gravestone that glowed in the dark.
What?
Saw people dressed in black out there when we would go check it out, but you're supposed to be able to put a black trash bag over the tombstone and it would still glow through
What? That's wild. I have never heard these stories.
Kind of want to check that out.
Where is it? Darbydale?
it. Yeah, just south of Grove City. That's where Trapper John's canoe livery is.
Yes.
Or, if they've kept the name. I know it was bought. Did they keep the name?
I don't know.
All right, well, if you guys have got any great, Halloween rituals.
Josh said every Halloween night he watches The Crow. I guess I do that too, Josh.
All right.
So I can maybe I do have a ritual and
that's
didn't
a ritual,
realize it.
yeah.
We can come back with this.
Yeah, let us know.
Green Day on the Morning Blitz. It's Dick, Rick, Kelly Quinn, Lewis 724. Friday, 76. Some possible thunderstorms today. Get ready.
I'm ready.
Or, I'm sorry, 70 today. 76 is later in the week.
Okay, we're doing Halloween rituals.
We are.
What do you guys do every Halloween?
I think I do watch The Crow every year. Joshua brought that up. Josh said something about it. Like I do watch The Crow every year at Halloween because it's based around Halloween.
Yeah, a lot of people have the shows they watch. Mike says he watches The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Aw.
Oh, I love that one.
He's got 8 kids, so.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Let's see here. Joshua says, every Halloween I sit outside with my Costco pack of candy and see approximately 5 kids dressed up, even though there are multiple children in my neighborhood. Come on, Alum Creek Village. Let's set it up this year. So he is calling out his neighborhood.
Well, I don't know. What are you supposed to do?
Well,
to get more kids.
They have an HOA. I looked it up, Joshua. I'm stalking you. I looked up Alum Creek Village. There is an HOA, which I feel like they could really set up something fun. Like,
do a trunk or treat?
I think I told you that when I lived in Amherst in Westerville, and I'm sure they still do this, the Westerville Fire Department comes down with a giant ladder truck and hands out candy. The Westerville police do it too. They kind of go around and make sure things are safe and kids are having fun. Like, you could do something like that. Maybe.
Do they raise the ladder and let the kids climb on the ladder?
I don't know what they do. If they let kids, I don't think they let the kids come inside it, but I don't know.
Maybe reverse the ladder and let them do monkey bars up and down it?
I don't believe so. I don't believe any of that's happening.
I mean, is it the neighborhood? Are they taking the kids to other neighborhoods?
Right,
Is that what's going on?
I don't know.
What about a good bounce house?
That'd be fun. Melanie says her 2-year-old daughter has been watching The Nightmare Before Christmas for a month now. She calls it the Boogeyman movie.
James says the night before, he makes a fire with ritual and casts a few spells.
Oh, now there's a ritual. That's
Okay.
legit.
I told James I'm staying on his good side.
Scott said, I got a neighbor who passes out candy for the kids and Jell-O shots for the adults. That's funny. His name's Scott. My brother-in-law, Scott, does the same thing. Jell-O shots for all the parents.
All right, we were talking about the guy who does grilled cheese and chili.
Yes.
That's his Halloween tradition.
I'm eating that this weekend.
Mike says they do glazed donuts in chili. Not in chili, but dunking in chili. So they make a great batch of chili and then get glazed donuts to dunk in
I'm
it.
trying to imagine that.
Oh, it sounds amazing. I would
Really?
eat that right this second.
Glazed
Right this
donut
second.
dipped in all right, well, I'll do both. I'll get both this weekend
Let's
to go
do
with the
it.
chili.
Cassandra says her family would always get White Castle sliders on trick-or-treat night. I'm not
All right.
sure how it started, but it became a tradition with her grandparents.
All right. That's good. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, because you're a big White Castle person.
I like White Castle.
Carrie is challenging my idea that an HOA can set up anything fun.
Right.
Jay said he remembers what Halloween used to look like in downtown New York with kids just everywhere, and you didn't start trick-or-treating until it got dark, and you didn't go back until you knew it was going to get your ass beat for staying out so late. Those were the days. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you come back and your parents are like, oh, you made it home. Yeah, sorry, Mom.
You come out of the game and you got to identify the things that didn't work, which we did, make some adjustments. Do we need to overhaul everything? No, we don't need to overhaul everything. But there are some coaching things, the way that we're scheming some things, we need to make adjustments there. There's no question. But once all that settles, you realize that there's a lot of football ahead of us. And you look ahead at what we got in the second half of the season. And then right here with Nebraska, you quickly move on to that and realize that there's a lot of teams across the country that have taken a loss. So now we got to go adjust and play our best football here. That's important to make sure that we now move forward. We learn from the game, but we can't dwell on it. We got to move forward and we got to focus on Nebraska.
Sure do. It's the Morning Blitz, 737, Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn. I'm Lewis, joined by the Hall of Fame legend, Jeff Logan.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey.
It's a tough one.
Could you play for that guy?
Yes.
It sure sounds like it, doesn't it? I mean, from a leadership standpoint, from a coaching standpoint.
Yeah, you want to win for that guy.
Yeah, it gets you fired up, and you can't argue with any of that assessment. It'll all come in the rollout of whatever these modifications, whatever these changes are all about. And guys, there was a lot of talk in this 2-week period of time, which, oh, by the way, didn't it seem like a month ago that we played Oregon?
Forever.
This bye week thing has been awful from a standpoint of, get back on the horse and let's go, right? I mean, you want to get moving in the right direction. But defensively, Ohio State obviously gave up too many explosive plays in the game. Obviously, Denzel Burke did not have his best game by any stretch of the imagination, but we didn't get any pressure at all on their quarterback. And so I think that was one of the big challenges in the game.
Yeah, I agree. I think they kind of had their way with the defense a little bit more than we should have let happen. And there was just some times where I think they had opportunities and didn't. And then when they had offensive opportunities, it seems like, especially the last drive, that penalty, I mean, the penalty was part of it, and then just the not understanding where you were in the game with the timeout thing that was just hard to look past.
The clock management issue that if we take a play or so before then, when Ohio State had that offensive pass interference call, what Ohio State coaching staff and specifically the quarterback have to be aware of is that on an offensive penalty, as soon as the official puts the ball in ready, the clock is going to start.
Right.
And we were not lined up ready to play. And that is an error on the staff. That is an error on the players that are on the field. It's an error on the quarterback. That would have saved 5 or 6 seconds just getting up and being ready to play. Mm-hmm. Then we don't have the issue of getting down, with 1 second remaining on the clock. And, oh, by the way, that should have been reviewed to go back and look at, because as soon as a quarterback gives himself up,
it stops.
The clock is supposed to stop. And clearly there was still 1 second left on the clock. Now, we still have to make a 47-yard field goal.
Doesn't have to be a first down for the clock to stop?
Timeout. We have a timeout being called right at that time that he goes down. So the clock has to stop on a timeout. You can't call timeout in the middle of a play.
Right.
Right? But if the quarterback is down and you call timeout, then the clock should stop.
Okay, well, because see, when I'm watching the game at the time it was happening, and I'm like, and Will takes off running, I'm like, no, I jumped up like, no, you can't do that, because I didn't think there was any chance he was going to get where he was going and get down and stop the clock in 6 seconds. And I didn't even know there was an issue that you just brought it up, and I didn't even know that until Ryan Day's press conference on Tuesday, when Bill Rabinowitz from the Dispatch asked him about it, and here was what was said.
Last play looked like Bill actually got down with 1 second to go, and Brandon was calling timeout right away. Do you have any thoughts on that? Did you send it to the Big Ten? Did you hear anything from them?
We sent it in. They said that there was no time left. Brandon was calling a timeout. I was right next to the referee calling a timeout. You can see it on the coach's copy, and they said time had run out.
So I was so disappointed at the end of the game. I didn't bother to go back and look. I didn't know there was even an issue. And then on Tuesday, after I watched the press conference, then I went back to the game. I froze it. I'm trying everything. And I mean, honestly, it was like a tie. I mean, I swear, because Brandon Ennis comes running in, making the timeout sign.
Correct.
He's on the ground, and I swear his hands went up as the clock went to 0. I don't know. Watching Ryan Day answer that question, his face at the end of that told me he thought it was a bad call, that we should have had that 1 second.
And Ryan said he was calling timeout himself, and now, the coach has that prerogative.
Yes, and I didn't see that, so maybe he was doing it before.
So he's on the side judge over there calling timeout as soon as he sees the quarterback give himself up. And my only point is that should have been reviewable, and making sure you have the right spot, making sure the clock is right.
So that was my question. You brought that up. When he slides, when he gives himself up, you can call timeout then, or does the ref have to blow the whistle for the play to be dead first? Does that make a difference? Because I didn't know that.
As soon as the quarterback gives himself up,
you can call timeout.
You can call timeout.
Well, if Ryan Day was doing it, then he has an argument.
He absolutely does.
Why would they watch it and not give him the benefit?
I think the reason was the officials on the field obviously didn't have real time be able to look at that,
right?
And they opted not to take a review of the final moments of that game, and they'd already lost control of the stadium at that point. The fans were on the field, and the idea of being able to reverse that and put a second back on the clock. We saw what happened down at Texas.
That's no excuse.
I understand. You're paid to be the official.
Right.
Get it right.
Right. And especially at that moment of that big of a game, you would review that. You'd stop, say, everybody needs to get off the field. We got to review this.
But guys, here's the bottom line. Do not put yourself in that situation to allow somebody else to control things. So we're going to flush the toilet there and move on.
I love it.
Right? I mean, and that's about all you can do at this stage. Thank you. And move on to what I think, you look at the second half of the season, everything is still in front of this football team. You go win out in the regular season,
Yeah.
You're going to play in the Big Ten championship game, and you're most likely going to get an opportunity to play the Oregon Ducks again in Indianapolis.
We'll take care of them then.
And then you're going to be in the college football playoffs. So all you have to do is take care of business going forward.
There's a couple things we can't let them off the hook for. Jeff, this Oregon team is a cheap team. I've never in my life seen a kicker kick a ball into the opposing player.
Understand.
What the heck was that?
Understand.
In all my years of watching football, never have I ever seen anything like that.
The lack of discipline in the game of football today is startling. It's just, the crazy things that you see. We saw it in the Alabama game and their loss, where their guys were just losing their mind at the end of the game, and I just hate to see that kind of action on the field about drawing attention to themselves all the time, and it's not about the team, and then just doing things out of character that are not appropriate.
But committing the penalty that took time off the clock, and the NCAA obviously thought that was cheap because they made a new rule that you could get that time back if a team did that to you.
I give Oregon all the credit in the world for. And here's my question: they put 12 guys on the field. We haven't rehashed this in total. They put 12 guys on the field for the purpose of doing a better job of defensing Ohio State and not allowing for a big play, right?
Okay.
Now, if you could get away with that, why wouldn't you do it all the time?
Right.
My point is, why won't you put 30 guys on the field? Right? Because it's, first of all,
no chance they're going to score.
There's no, they can't call a penalty if you're lining up with 12 guys or 30 guys on the field. That's not a penalty until the ball is snapped.
Yeah, that should be a dead ball foul.
And now it is.
Yes.
That's the issue, is that they have fixed that. And I was thinking, well, why stop at 12?
Yeah.
Right. And why somebody hasn't figured this out.
Why are the cheerleaders lining up?
Exactly. Put everybody on the field.
Anybody in the stands want to come down here?
And who coached that wide receiver to spit into Igbenoson's face?
Yeah.
That's assault.
Yeah.
That is assault.
There ought to be some sort of discipline in there, but that'll be one of those things that we handled inside the room.
Yes.
Kind of thing. So
that was then. Nebraska is now 7:49 on the Morning Blitz. Lewis, Stick, Rick, Kelly Quinn, Hall of Fame running back. Jeff Logan in studio with us to talk a little Buckeye football. All right, we turned the page. Took the L to Oregon. Now we got to bounce back against Nebraska.
Kill him! Sorry. The Cornhuskers. We talked a little bit during the break, during the song there, that Nebraska, obviously loses a big game last week at Indiana, and if there was ever anybody's question in their mind that is Indiana for real this year, I think after that performance against Nebraska, I don't care how good Nebraska is or isn't at this stage, you win 56-7 in a Big Ten conference game like that. That is amazing.
That quarterback's from OU?
The quarterback at Indiana is a portal transfer from Ohio University. Yeah. Curtis O'Rourke is his name. He got injured in the game, by the way.
Oh, he did?
Yep. Hand injury. Had to have a procedure done, which I think was more of a laceration than anything else. Yes.
Okay.
And so he will not play this weekend is the challenge. And Tavian Jackson, I think, is the backup. He is the guy that played against Ohio State a year ago. Mm-hmm. And they deemed him not to be their future because they went into the portal and got O'Rourke from Ohio University. And O'Rourke has been fabulous for them.
Amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely fabulous. So he'll be ready by the time Indiana comes to Ohio State the week before the Team Up North game. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see. The rest of the schedule for Ohio State is going to be a beast.
Well, there will be no whiteout now because that's a day game.
That's right.
How about that?
Noon kickoff. Well,
that happened to him 2 years ago, too.
Well, when Fox is paying what they're paying, and they get a chance, and they do the big noon, that's their window. They're going to take Penn State, Ohio State at noon. They don't give a rat about the whiteout and everything. Nope. And they've already had a whiteout game this year already. So,
did you see the Penn State fans? They're like, the Big Ten needs to get out of bed with Fox Sports.
Yeah, they pay a lot of money
mad.
to be able to make those decisions, Fox does.
Exactly.
So my question for you, Jeff, is, are you willing to put up with Gus Johnson in order to not have the night game at Penn State? Is it worth the trade?
Not for me.
No?
Not for me. Not for me.
Much?
No, not for me. And the fact of the matter is, the big noon game this week is Ohio State, Nebraska, and we got Gus Johnson again.
That's what I mean.
This weekend and next.
Oh, no kidding.
Well, a big noon game at Penn State, we're going to get Gus there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, duh. Yeah, that's
so
right.
2 weeks in a row of Gus Johnson. Give me a break.
Yeah, tomorrow, too. That's
Get
right.
me out of here.
We all think the Buckeyes are going to come out and play a little angry with a chip on their shoulder, right?
I think so. I think that's the attitude.
Jeff's ready to play with a chip.
Well,
that's going out there? Suit him up?
One play. Yes, one. The attitude of Ohio State has got to come out and be, this is the beginning of something special. We've got to get on a roll, get our confidence back, get our swagger back, and not play defensive.
Maybe they should do a mock commercial locally with you and maybe Herbie and Eddie George and go, gosh, I think we should come out of retirement. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Let's get lined up. That would be pretty cool. So, again, I think most of us have just one play left in our bodies and no more than that. So,
I want to go out there. They kill me in one
see
play.
right there? All right, guys, we've got all three of these guys for a total of 3 plays.
Yes. And it's flag football.
Why are they wearing red shirts in the real game?
Exactly.
We need to see 3 things tomorrow. We need to see a pass rush, and then also would like a pass rush, and then something great would be a pass rush. If we see those 3 things, we'll be great.
Do you want a pass rush tomorrow?
Yes.
A little pressure on the quarterback?
Yes, I would like to see some pressure on the damn quarterback.
Well, the one thing that Ryan Day did this week, he spent an inordinate amount of time with the defensive staff and the defensive players, obviously scratching what itches. And so he's down there and paying attention, and I think we will see more scheming. I think we'll see more blitzing.
All right.
And they've got a freshman quarterback, Dylan Raiola, a name that we should all be familiar with because he was a commit to Ohio State early on, decommitted here, committed to Georgia, decommitted there, committed to Nebraska.
Okay.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Well, the commas, there were more commas every place he went. The NIL money was more commas. And he eventually got the money that he was looking for at Nebraska. And the problem is he started to play like a freshman, and that's he got off to a pretty decent start against some pretty average teams. But their goal will be to take this freshman and just give him a bunch of stuff that he has never seen before. So I think if they do that, Ohio State is a 25.5 point favorite now. Mm-hmm. It opened at like 23.
Yeah, it went up.
I thought it would be about a 3 touchdown spread in the game. And somebody asked me the question, does Ohio State have to hang a 56-7 on Nebraska to prove that what Indiana did were equally that good?
Yes.
And the answer is, for Kelly, yes.
They gotta dominate.
That's the key.
I don't
Regardless
care if
of the score, it's got to be a convincing, dominating win and get your mojo back moving on to that game against Penn State because that's the one that's going to really matter.
Because if we're way up 3 quarters in, they're going to sit everybody in the fourth quarter.
Better.
Like they have done every game.
Absolutely. Yeah. By the way, last night's game, I don't know if any of you were able to tune in. Syracuse, who cares, right? But our quarterback from last year, Kyle McCord, is the quarterback at Syracuse. They were playing undefeated Pitt at the Steelers Stadium. So big deal. Thursday night football. Kyle McCord, first play of the game, pick 6.
Oh.
He goes on to have 5 interceptions in the game, 3 pick sixes.
All in the first half.
3 pick sixes. Could you imagine if that had happened in Columbus, Ohio?
Oh, my gosh.
To any player.
Yeah.
Any player. Oh, my goodness. Our fan base, I don't care who it is.
No, they would lose their mind.
It would be awful.
He'd be the 3rd string in no time.
He'd be at Ohio Dominican. I mean, he would certainly
be at Syracuse.
Yeah,
right, so
exactly.
So nobody took the win.
Yeah, so nobody gets a win. It's nobody.
Are we back to it's Jeff's turn to pick first?
Who won the last before then?
Kelly won the week before.
Yeah, so Kelly.
I mean, it is ladies first, so.
All right, Rick, go ahead.
49-6. There you go.
Hey, they just said me.
He just said, "Go ahead, Rick."
I said ladies first, and
I said,
everyone said, "Go ahead, Rick."
And then Rick immediately answered.
I thought maybe I didn't hear you say your
He was
score.
just throwing numbers out there.
Well, that's what I wrote down.
Kelly, go ahead.
All right, mine's not that close anyway. 48-17.
48-17. I got 49-6.
Go ahead.
45-9. They don't score a touchdown. They get 3 field goals. 45-9.
I'm gonna say 48-3, because I was thinking they'd give away a field goal. I think the defense is going to play angry.
I do too.
I'm going to go. I'll give them a field goal.
Yeah,
everybody gets a field goal, even if that comes as a cheap field goal in the end of the game or maybe in the beginning. I'll give them a field goal.
5 sacks, 5 tackles for a loss, 1 pick six, a punt return for a touchdown. Give me all those things, all right? I'm not being greedy, but I want to get the momentum going as we get ready to head to Happy Valley. And for those of you that will be joining us next Friday as we head into Happy Valley, I will revisit the greatest airplane flight of all time.
Yes!
Heading into State College, Pennsylvania, we will relive that moment in time.
That is hands down our favorite story from your time playing football for the Buckeyes.
There's a couple.
There's another one.
There's a couple.
There's another one when Jeff
what am I forgetting?
when Jeff refused to come off the field.
Oh, that
was
my
at Penn
favorite.
State,
That
too.
was at Penn State,
Yes.
too. There's 2 great Penn State stories.
I've had my moments.
That is my favorite Buckeye story of all time.
Well, that's the difference between being a normal, just a guy that played, and getting into the Hall of Fame. You got to stay on the field.
That's right.
Look at that.
Jeff Logan is back next week. Buckeyes play tomorrow at noon, so good luck and go Bucks.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
A Tennessee man with a history of cheating at casinos in Columbus and Toledo is apparently back at it. 62-year-old Ellis Quinn, who, by the way, is banned from gambling in the state of Ohio, was busted cheating at a craps table at the Jack Cleveland Casino. Authorities say surveillance video shows 15 instances, 15, where Quinn waited until the dice had been rolled to place additional bets on the winning numbers. He won a total of about $5,000. He has been ordered to appear in court in Cleveland November 5th. We'll see if he shows. But Quinn was busted at the Hollywood Casino in Columbus and the Hollywood Casino in Toledo in 2014. He was sentenced to 30 months in prison and banned from casinos in Ohio. 4 years later, in 2018, busted cheating at a casino in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. He served time for that and was banned from casinos in Pennsylvania. This guy lives in Tennessee. He's just like, I don't know, must really love our casinos here in Ohio.
Is he friends with Arch Leister?
No, I don't know. That is an absolute addiction, if I've ever heard one. A 15-year-old boy is accused of fatally shooting his parents and 3 siblings in a Washington State home. We've been talking about this all week because it's just a wild situation. This very wealthy family, mom, dad, and 5 children. The 15-year-old boy is accused of fatally shooting everyone except his 11-year-old sister. Now, she was wounded. She was in the hospital, and she's since been released. But according to the charging documents, this is really interesting. The King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office says the boy had enough time to stage the scene to make it look as if his brother had done it and then took his own life. Is that wild? So it is possible that he's the one who called 911.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it would be.
And not the sister.
Probably was.
That gives me chills. That is absolutely grim.
It's colder than the air that's blowing on me right now.
Yeah, that's pretty stiff wind.
That's cold.
Someone in England is using fishing line to string across pathways in parks and woods to trip people.
Yes! It's awesome.
This is happening just southwest of London in Surrey. And apparently these contraptions have been set all at various heights because this person wants to trip everybody.
Nice.
Got to be some strong fishing line.
Yeah, I don't know, though, because if you're not expecting it and you catch fishing line that's strung up between trees
if you're
with your foot.
So, like, there's a line's called braided fishing line. It's super strong, but it's still the same size. So, maybe that's what they were using.
Maybe it is. Well, they're going around to all the parks and all the woods, everywhere there's a path, and they're searching for other traps, but they haven't yet arrested anyone. That's kind of bizarre.
They just want people to fall. That's it.
Guess.
I wonder if they're recording.
You have to be. They have to be. What's any other purpose for that?
Just sadistic. I don't know.
I mean, we really need our TikTok page to go viral, don't we?
Yeah, if you're going to do that, let us see.
Golly. All right, those are your 3 things.
It's Red Hot Chili Peppers on the Morning Blitz. Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, Lewis. All right. If you're planning on watching something this weekend, there's a lot of horror. See, I said the word right. A lot of horror stuff on various streaming services. A lot of good stuff to rewatch if you haven't seen it yet. I know both Terrifiers, with the new one being in theaters, are out there that you can watch on one of the streamers or multiple streamers. If you pull up one of them, they give you a list of scary movies to watch, so you can watch some classics or watch something new.
Now, wait, do all the Terrifiers make you throw up, or just Terrifier 2?
I think 2, because I remember seeing 1, and 1
didn't make your stomach queasy?
No, not so much.
All
right. In theaters this weekend, you've got Conclave, which is a mystery thriller full of political intrigue. It stars Ralph Fiennes as a cardinal investigating the dark secrets of the Vatican after the Pope dies suddenly. Stanley Tucci and John Lithgow are two of the main candidates that are scheming to take over the throne, and Isabella Rossellini plays a Vatican housekeeper, if that's kind of your thing. They're always making movies about the Vatican and the Catholic Church in some capacity.
I love John Lithgow. I'll watch anything he's in.
Okay.
And Isabella Rossellini, I really like her a lot.
And the final Venom movie is in theaters this weekend. This is the one I saw with Tom Hardy back as Venom. Now, this is rumored to be the final movie. You never know. Juno Temple is a scientist studying the symbiotes, which is what Venom is. I can never say Shitwell Ejiofor.
Excuse me?
That's his name.
Shitwell, yeah.
Yeah.
That's his name.
That's his name.
Okay, all right. Calm down over there. I'm just acting. I mean,
I know.
Let me be 12 for a second, okay?
That poor kid in class. Anyway, he leads the assault team tracking them. Andy Serkis is the big bad, the creator of the symbiotes. Now, there's rumor that character is going to come back in further Marvel Universe movies. My problem with this Venom is the same I've had with every Venom movie that they've done. You're making a character that is solely based around Spider-Man with nothing to do with Spider-Man. And that's my one drawback to all of these movies. I love Tom Hardy in this role. I think him and the chemistry between him and himself as both characters is entertaining, and it still is entertaining. I think this is the best of the three, but it certainly does have some flaws. It's fun. It's a good popcorn movie, and maybe Tom Hardy comes back somewhere down the road with Marvel. What I don't understand is why they couldn't put Spider-Man in it, because Sony still owns the rights to Spider-Man. Anytime they do something that's Marvel with Tom Holland, that's kind of a joint deal between Marvel and Sony. So they could have put Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield in as Spider-Man and made that work, but for whatever reason they don't. But if you like the first two Venoms, probably like this one. If you didn't...
Juno Temple's in it.
Yes.
I love her.
Yeah, she plays a scientist. It's good. I had fun with it. I liked this one better than I liked the other two. But again, and I won't spoil the wrap up. There's a lot of things that, it does tug at your heartstrings a couple of times if you're into the character. So I think it's worth watching on the big screen.
Now, should we be looking for Shitwell in other things?
Yeah, he's been in a ton of stuff. He was actually the bad guy in the first, or Doctor Strange's friend in the first Doctor Strange. So it's weird to see him cast in two different Marvel movies in two different roles, but it's happened before. So
all right.
We'll see. Anyway.
Are you okay with the name now?
Absolutely not.
Star Sets, Monster on the Morning Blitz, Dick, Rick, Kelly, Quinn, and Lewis. So we were talking about the other day quarantine habits that we kind of thought might stick around after the pandemic. A lot of it, somehow fast food and gloves and the way you transfer fast food came into the situation. I know I hate when they grab the top of your cup.
Their hand
holding it over the top, so the top of their hand is really over the opening of where the straw goes in, and they hand you your drink, or their hand is like touching where your mouth's going to touch on the coffee, top. Either way.
Yeah, and then we had somebody text in that they were trained at Olive Garden that their pinky should reach the bottom, as the server, your pinky should be able to reach the bottom of the glass. And if it can't reach the bottom of the glass, you're holding the glass too high.
All right.
Like you should keep your hands as far away from the top of that drink carrier.
You could also use your pinky for support under it.
Yes,
for serving.
Right.
Yeah.
So Kelly sent us this TikTok the other day.
I'm like, this is a new one. I've never seen this.
Literally after we had talked about this on the air.
Like an hour.
After that, she sends Rick and I this TikTok video of this guy and the way he gets his coffee. And Rick's got the audio of it, but we'll explain exactly what the position is after you hear this.
Just went through the drive-thru. Guy hands me the coffee like this. Out the window, like this. I had no choice but to touch his hand as I took the coffee. Anyway, we're in love.
It sounds so creepy.
So the thing is it's like if you've ever seen like a video of like somebody who's really cold and they have a hot cup of coffee and they have both hands grasped around the cup of coffee, that is how he's describing being handed his coffee from the drive-thru. The server reached out the window, two-handing his coffee, and he had to touch the guy's hand to take his coffee.
I love
Which is a new one.
I love what he said at the end.
Anyway, we're in love.
Anyway, we're in love.
When you let the hand linger when you grabbed it, you have soft skin. You must use palm olive. Yes, I do. Thank you. Dishwasher soft hands.
Maybe the guy's just craving human touch, and he's found a job
so
that will
am I.
allow him to touch people
All
multiple
right,
times a day.
that's friggin' creepy. No, thank you.
He's not the only one. That's a weird way to hand someone a
I
cup.
feel like I'd look at them like, are you being serious right now? Where am I supposed to grab this cup?
You just set that down and I'll just reach up and
Yeah, right?
get it.
It feels like a kind of like is it an aggressive move? Like I'm forcing you to touch my hand in order to get what you've purchased.
Yeah, I mean,
That's sort of weird.
They may not realize
They
it.
should realize
Well, they
it.
should, but we're talking.
We
where
live
was
in a
it?
society.
Where was this?
I don't know. Some drive-through.
It was it was a coffee place for sure. Some place that sells coffee. I mean, now these days that could be anywhere.
Yeah, I mean it's
but
everybody's
it
got
wasn't.
coffee.
I will say it was not Starbucks. Just based on the video in the cup.
Okay.
The way he had the cup, it was
Yeah,
not a white
Starbucks
cup.
would never.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it could have been McDonald's. It could have been Tim Hortons. Could have been.
Do you know what I hate that Starbucks does? They force like if you pay with your card, which I think they get mad at you if you don't mobile pay, which I don't mobile pay, so get used to that.
Really?
Yeah, but they hold the card reader out, like aiming it at you in the window, and you got to kind of maneuver your card into the bottom of it while they're holding it there, and it's kind of a pain in the ass if I'm being completely honest.
Maybe that's on purpose.
It is because they no touching, they don't crave human contact. Like
I'm cool.
So
with
they're
that.
doing that to deter you for next time.
I don't know, but I think they want you to just pop your phone up there and mobile pay or whatever,
Right.
like the hip Starbucks people do. I don't. I'm old school. Pop my card in. I don't mobile pay for Richard on my phone.
You don't? You don't use Apple Pay? Oh my gosh.
I don't
so
know.
Hell
easy.
no.
Yeah, it's
Hell
easy.
no.
Oh, it's so
Here's
easy.
the thing that I love about Apple Pay is that if they give you an option, if you're online shopping and they give you an Apple Pay option, you can double click the side of your phone so fast, like even before you have time to think about your purchase. Because I always back out of purchases, always. But if I Apple Pay, buddy, I go through that purchase so fast.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm
Yeah.
always getting
Do you know
packages
They know
now.
you love it. They
No,
know
as
you
many
love it.
times as I've been hacked, the last thing I need is another excuse to find another way to hack me.
Yeah.
Therefore, no, not putting anything on the phone like that. It's the Morning Blitz, 8:38. Vic Rick, Kelly Quinn, I'm Lewis, and congratulations to Charlene picking up those tickets to Sonic Temple for what day? Thursday?
Thursday, yeah, which is like one of the best.
Yeah, nice
That's
job.
Korn and Bad Omens and 3 Days Grace.
Rob Zombie,
Motionless
Dragula
Man.
was the song that Ronnie told you to listen for, and she did. Nice job.
We will have many more opportunities between now and May to win more.
Yes. Okay. There are things that we experience when we become an adult that no one talks about. Saying, I got to be up early for work is essentially the adult version of saying, my mom said no.
Oh, somebody like asked you to do something.
So, like, if I were
gotta
like,
get up early.
if I were like, hey guys, you want to go see a movie and get a couple of beers, and you went, I have to get up early for work.
I'm just going to start saying my mom said no.
Mom said no. So that's like when you, hey, can I go to my friend's house and stay up all night and watch a movie?
Yeah.
My mom said no. I gotta go home. So yes, basically, people are talking about things that everyone experiences when they get to a point, but we just don't talk about it. And it's all this stuff that, we hated as kids, but it's all the same thing now that we do as adults.
I feel like you get so infuriated when your parents made you take a nap.
Yes. So like,
And now it's like, I beg you to demand a nap from me.
do you ever remember
Right.
like being a kid and going, Mom, can we stop at McDonald's? Can we go through the McDonald's drive-thru all the way home? Right?
Yeah, and she says we have food at home.
Yes.
Like, that's the worst thing ever to hear.
And this is true because I did this just the other day. I was on Monday. I was running around and because I had to put my Roadster in storage for the winter. And I was running around.
Oh, is it next to your chandelier?
There's no chandelier in my storage. Anyway, so I put the car away, and I'm like, I should stop and get food. And I said, no. I've got food at home. I've got cereal and English muffins at home.
You pulled that on yourself?
I pulled it on myself.
You're an adult with a job.
I know. What the hell?
I can make you hamburger better than McDonald's.
Oh, yeah. That is the biggest lie ever told.
She ate you a big green pepper burger.
Where you get that big old green pepper welfare burger at?
My mom made it for me. So
what's that from? Please tell me.
Eddie Murphy Raw.
Oh, I saw Raw. I don't remember it.
Oh, my gosh.
I just remember.
Here's the thing, you don't got.
Is that the Goonie Goo Goo one, or was that that was Delirious?
Delirious was, yeah. So where are you at with this, Blitz Nation? Is there anything that you do that's now the equivalent of something that your mom told you, or something that was like essentially a no when you were a kid? And the things you get upset about. Like right now, if I go into my grocery store that I go to all the time and they've rearranged it, I am pissed.
That is happening currently as we speak at the Johnstown Kroger. I avoid it now. I go to a Kroger I do not like as well as the Johnstown one, because I want to tell you, all they have are pictures up in the aisle now, but you have to go find the actual item somewhere else.
What? They remodeled the Kroger that I used to go to all the time. It is totally effed up my flight plan.
That's weird.
I hate it. I go in there and I'm like, this just doesn't feel right.
They
while
do
I'm
it
walking
like every, like 5 years or so, and it really is like a business model to do that, so that you have to spend more time in the store and perhaps make new habits along the way.
And I don't like it at all.
I don't either.
Like, nothing pisses me off like a grocery store rearrange.
You guys.
Yeah.
Something I never, ever, ever do.
What?
Last night, I went to bed before kickoff. I never missed like the first quarter of Monday night or Thursday night football. I always stay up a little later to watch at least the first quarter. I went to bed before kickoff.
How about that?
That's terrible.
Our little thick's growing up.
Oh, God. Please, nobody's got time for that.
No, our little thick's getting old.
I was mad at myself last night because I fell asleep before 10 o'clock. And I'm like, well, who am I? Who are you?
Oh, you guys, I cannot wait until you fully embrace the dark side, that you are heading to bed around 7.
No.
You just sort of like flip around
early.
your phone or something, and then by 7:30, it is lights out. Oh,
I was just so damn tired last night.
You want to go to happy hour? No, I got to go home and be in bed by 7. My mom said no.
Well, I was just having this discussion about dinner times, that I love an early dinner time. I will eat dinner at 4 if you let me.
Oh, we eat dinner early, yeah.
Yeah, so Charlie's typically a 5:30 dinner person on the weekends. We will do a 5 p.m. dinner on Saturday and a 4:30 dinner on Sunday. That is my absolute sweet spot. If you invite me out to like an 8 o'clock dinner, absolutely not. That will never, ever happen. I am not eating dinner ever at 8 p.m.
How about 2 o'clock?
Well,
it's right before you brunch.
I guess since I go to bed so early,
yes.
that's all right.
4 or 5 o'clock dinner
for us.
Yeah.
4 or 5 o'clock dinner, I'm calling for pizza delivery by 10. Like,
jeez, man.
But I mean, like with the rest of, first of all, do you know what a great seat you can get at a restaurant at 4:30?
Yeah.
A great seat. They're all wide open.
Sure they are. The rush doesn't start till 7.
Oh my gosh. Keisha, that was like, Keisha texted in. She said, using the phrase, because I said so.
Oh, do you guys pull that on your kids now?
No, because I absolutely despised being told that. I asked you a question. That is not the answer.
See, my thing with
you,
kids,
you can tell me what you want, but if I ask you why, you should explain it.
My kids with no, when we were dealing with raising the kids and it was no, I'm like, that's not a cue for you to debate until you get the answer you want to hear. Like, no is the no answer kind of thing.
And that is a because I said so.
It really is because I said so.
If it's something you just don't want to do because you're going to have to worry and stuff, then say that. Say, because it could be dangerous and I don't feel like worrying about you right now, okay? All right, fine. At least you gave me the reason. Dominic, but don't just tell me because I said so.
Dominic said, don't mess with Kroger. Hate it when it's rearranged. And Kat said, it's a marketing tactic. They make you look for what you want in hopes that you find something new, or at least that's what someone told my mom at Cincinnati in a test market.
Jay says, go to Kroger on Eakin Road. It hasn't been updated since 1980.
All right, Blitz Nation, we want to hear from you. What are the experiences that you do when you become adult that sound a lot like what your parents told you when you were a kid, or you find yourself doing something as an adult that really makes you mad that would only make your parents mad, and you need to set up a therapy session with Dr. Rick? Fuel on the Morning Blitz, 8:49 Thick. Kelly Lewis talking about things that you experience when you're an adult that no one talks about. Josh said, new socks? Yes. Grocery shopping and lawn mowed before noon? Killing it.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Robert said, touching the thermostat in my house is now like my dad always yelled about.
Yeah. Terry says she now has those crumpled up tissues in her coat pockets that her mom used to have in hers.
Gavin said, thick, my dude, yes, do not tell your kids because I said so. I hated that crap as a kid, said Gavin.
There's a bunch of these. You now spend time debating yourself or keeping a cardboard box because it's a really good cardboard box.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
That is so true. Wow, this is a good strong one. I might need this.
I'm going to hold on to this piece of crown holding.
It's like the Prudential, or not Prudential commercials, the
Dr. Rick commercials.
No, yeah. What's the insurance company?
Which one?
The Becoming Your Parents. The company.
That's the Dr. Rick commercial.
Yeah, but what's the insurance company?
Who knows? It's just Dr. Rick.
Okay. Roger said they rearranged the stores to make you walk around looking for stuff so that you end up looking at other stuff along the way and buying more stuff.
Yeah, that's what we've been saying.
Your morning routine now includes 10 minutes of sitting on your bed thinking about how tired you are.
Okay, well.
This one is true, and I do this all the time, and I didn't realize this. You have a favorite go-to stovetop burner.
Oh, that's funny. Absolutely. What is yours? Mine's front left.
Front left.
Front
is
right.
yours front left?
Absolutely.
Yours is front right?
Yeah, because ours is on the left side of the kitchen, so the right's facing your right's toward the middle.
I like the front left. That's my
front
go-to.
Left. Me too.
Now, where is your? How is your kitchen? Where's your stove?
Dead center.
Dead center.
I mean, not center of the kitchen, but center of the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I use the left, I'm like in the corner.
Odd choice, but okay.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Also, adulthood is mostly going, well, I hope this is how it works, and I'll keep doing it till someone yells at me. You whisper what the F to yourself 96 times a day.
Did you guys read Dave's about extra dessert?
No.
He passes on extra dessert because sugar makes his arthritis worse.
Oh, that is so adult, like thinking this is going to kill me later, so I better not do it now. And you never used to think that way as a kid. You're like, whatever.
Here's like chores are not entirely done in one session. Washing 30 minutes, drying 60, putting away 7 to 10 business days.
Jacob, did you read this? I used to hate when my mom would make me get something on clearance, but now I find myself only shopping off the clearance rack.
Yeah, you learn the value of $1.
That's for sure. It is funny. You just remember Jamie said she's 44 and falls under all of these. Doug said you hurt your back reaching for a plunger and fall on the floor and cry for a few minutes. Yeah, it's weird how it all kind of, the things that excite you as an adult are different. Like you're constantly toggling between wondering if it's too late in the day to drink coffee or too early in the day to drink alcohol.
Yeah. Dominic said my pops laughs at me for all the stuff my kids do that he swears we did as kids. And he always told me it'll come back to bite me in the ass, and it has. My kids are notorious for asking, well, what are you going to do when it comes to chores around the house? And my response is always, make sure you have a roof over your head to do the chores. Now get to it. That's our parents.
When you're a little kid, all adults seem like they're the same age. When you're an adult, all little kids seem like they're the same age. Which I don't get. I don't think I pay attention to that one.
Yeah, it's like you're either young or old. You're either the young person or the old person, and there's really no differentiation between that.
Phil said I inherited my dad's road rage towards stupid drivers.
Right? Someone said now eating more than 2 hours from home because in 2 hours you're going to have to go to the bathroom.
Time it out. As a kid, I used to always yell if I was really mad, I didn't ask to be born! And I'm still yelling that to this day, but not at anybody in particular, just to give myself some stress release.
Amanda Moore said, once my bed is made, do not sit on it.
So when you're 20, 15 people could turn up at your house at any moment. When you're 30, it usually takes 2 months of planning in order to see it.
That's true.
Oh, my gosh.
So it is,
Brian from Hilliard said, my mom never said because I said so. She just held up a wooden spoon.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Chuck said, I used to make fun of my dad every time he would stand up and moan and groan. Now I understand why.
Oh, this one from John. And this is another one that goes back to the pandemic habits that stuck.
Yeah.
The amount of news I watch. Because when the pandemic started, I was watching the news all the time. As a kid, I would have never known what the term wine with the wine meant. But, man, and now I still
doom scrolling.
Yes, now I still watch news.
I'm the same way with talk radio. When I was younger, like in college and in high school, I thought people who listen to talk radio, I'm like, wow, this is for old people. Now I'm constantly like on sports talk or whatever all the time.
Yeah, I listen to sports talk all the time. Yep.
Which is real.
Zach said his parents didn't want anybody calling their house after 9 p.m., and now he doesn't want anyone calling his phone after 9 p.m.
I don't want him calling it after 9 a.m.
Car Audio Thomas said, we understand, you will understand better when you get older, and before a parent, we always tell our kids that now. And I'm like, yep, now you understand it. It's weird. So yeah, you'd be surprised at how many things that, are the same that you used to do as a kid that your parents do that you do now all the time.
But don't tell your kids because I said so.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
The former CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch and 2 associates are expected to be arraigned this afternoon on Long Island on federal sex trafficking charges. Prosecutors accuse Michael Jeffries and 2 others of using their money, power, and influence to prey on young, aspiring male models for their own sexual gratification. Prosecutors allege they held sex events all over the world, including New York City and in the Hamptons, from 2008 to 2015. Jeffries and at least 1 associate will be in Central Islip Federal Court this afternoon. A 3rd defendant is being transported from Florida to New York.
Sickos.
Now, you might think a 17-year-old chess player, he's probably spent his life being just this unassuming chess-playing kid, right? You're kind of nerdy, you're really into chess, you're probably super smart. Well, this beast, 17-year-old Christopher Yu, he ended up losing a chess championship tournament this past weekend in St. Louis. This kid crumpled his score sheet, stormed out of the tournament, and punched a female videographer from behind. Boom!
What the heck?
Yeah, just poor innocent bystander. He was so mad. He loses this U.S. chess championship match, crumples up his score sheet, storms out, and throws a punch at the female videographer. The chess club said, well, it immediately provided assistance to the videographer and then called the cops. Cops responded, and then they quickly kicked Yu out of the tournament and then banned him completely from the St. Louis Chess Club.
And it's like gamers, some people just can't handle it.
I say if you're a chess player and you've got an anger problem, I don't know how you handle that.
It doesn't matter if it's chess, if
it doesn't matter if
Madden,
it's anything.
Call of Duty online.
But just because you play chess, it doesn't mean you're better than me. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
You're not better than me. You threw a punch.
At chess,
all
I
right?
am. If I play and you don't, I'm better at you than chess.
Yeah, that's true. Well, if this is swinging the door wide open to being able to sue fast food restaurants for diarrhea, count us in.
I mean,
McDonald's
seriously?
is being hit with a second lawsuit after an E. coli breakout was linked to their quarter pounders. This woman named Clarissa DeBach of Nebraska says she ate a quarter pounder and 5 days later was hit with the most intense abdominal cramps, diarrhea, and nausea she's ever had. And she wants paid.
What?
She wants lost wages.
Right.
She wants medical bills. She wants physical and emotional suffering.
Right.
She wants damages for all that.
How much?
She didn't say. I guess we'll let a jury decide. A Colorado man also filed a similar lawsuit after he contracted E. coli from a quarter pounder. This outbreak so far has killed one person and sickened 49 others across 10 states. No one in Ohio yet.
All right. Well, E. coli is one thing.
Yeah.
But just having diarrhea. I mean, look, every single House of Japan at Tuttle, I love that hibachi grill, but every single time I've eaten there, I have 15 minutes to get
you're like
somewhere.
pedal to the metal.
15 minutes
to get
is
to
what
a
I've
toilet.
got to get somewhere.
You have it timed out.
Everybody that goes with me is the same. We have had big family dinners there, and everybody went to their house first before we got together afterwards wherever we were going, just for that reason.
Just to poop at home.
Yes. Well, and because we don't have enough bathrooms for everybody at one place, and everybody needs to go now.
It's always better to do it at home, though,
Yes,
in the
it
comfort
is.
of your
Yes,
own
it
surroundings. Yeah, so you have that timed out. 15 minutes between last bite and first.
I know. I told you the story about
whether I'd purposely stall.
I told you when we had my son and we had his birthday dinner there, and Marty from Bobaflex came, and then we went to Alrosa to see Bobaflex. We killed the Alrosa when we got there. They let us go into the front area to use those bathrooms. I mean, it was terrible.
So we're not ordering off the dessert menu at this hibachi
no
place.
chance.
That ain't happening.
No way. You guys know. You guys know.
We don't. That's the funny
Not
thing.
you. I'm
I don't
sorry.
know.
Blitz Nation knows. You've been to Hibachi Grill. You know.
Oh, but you love it, and you'll go back
yes,
time
I
and time
will.
again.
I just don't have big plans afterwards to go home, and that's it.
All right, those are your three things.